Remember I told you that all of these people who are telling you about social media, I'm losing my freedom of speech. We have to go on social media because of freedom of speech. Listening. Thank you, E. Woods. You listening? You're not allowing me to say whatever I want. You're not allowing me to be bigoted, racist, homophobic, misogynistic, any of those things. You're not allowing me on this platform to say whatever I want, to break norms, to insult people. You're not allowing me. Therefore, you are inhibiting my free speech. That's bullshit. Because as we see, the Supreme Court has ruled that it has nothing to do with free speech. Social media has zero. You have been lied to and co-opted. And many of you have fallen victim to the cult leader and those who are preaching this free speech. Free speech has nothing to do with a social media platform. Zero, zilch. But they want you to think that because they want to make you angry, right? Oh my God, they're taking away your freedom of speech. No, they're not. You can say whatever you want. But social media sites, as we have learned, because if it had anything to do with the government, right, there would be some regulations, there would be some antitrust. You just can't go on there and say what you want. Anybody can buy them. If you have enough money, you can buy a social media site and do with it whatever you want and do with the algorithm whatever you want. There's no regulation, very little regulation, if any, and there's no antitrust. Power is in the hands of a few people. Freedom of speech has to do with the government. It is important because it controls the narrative. If you have a social media site, you can control the narrative. But so think about it. Freedom of speech, and then everybody gets, all of the rich people get the social media sites. They control the narrative. Of course, they're going to get you upset about someone inhibiting your freedom of speech. Because possibly, maybe they want to control the narrative. They want to affect the way that you think. They want to affect policy. They want to affect elections. So that's why you have to understand and know what you're doing. That's why I get so upset. And I say, oh my God, you guys, don't be dummies. You have been co-opted. You didn't get this? You don't understand? When I went off the other day and people thought I wasn't talking about all the Trump supporters. I was talking about people who are being racist on the social media sites. Again, that's why I believe in content moderation on the social media sites. You can't be racist. You can't just go on there and insult people and say whatever you want, because they are what? They have terms of services that you have to conduct yourself a certain way. It has zero to do with freedom of speech. So now you are losing a platform. Does it have anything to do with you believing that, somehow social media was freedom of speech? Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Now, do you get me now? Do you understand what I'm saying now, what I've been saying? Now you understand why I say this has nothing to do with freedom of speech. You're being lied to. They're trying to manipulate you to get you all riled up that somehow you're being oppressed on a social media site. Not so. Because the government has said this particular, by even getting rid of this social media site or forcing it to divest of its foreign owners, it's not breaking freedom of speech laws. There is the proof right there to what I was saying, that I've been telling you all along since I started this channel, that people have been shouting, and it's mostly the people who are shouting most about freedom of speech are the far right-wing folks, the MAGA folks, the QAnon people who want to spread conspiracy theories, who want to be trolls, who want to say awful things about people, and then they get upset when people give it right back to them with that same energy. So what I'm saying is, by TikTok being banned here, it proves my point. Zero to do with freedom of speech. You have been bamboozled. If you think that you are going to a certain platform, regardless of what it is, because they allow freedom of speech and you want to be able to say whatever you want, you're being bamboozled. And this Supreme Court decision proves it. Wake up, America. Wake up, America. Wake up, TikTok. Wake up, YouTube. Wake up, all of the folks who are on social media. But this is the biggest, best freedom of speech lesson that I think everyone has learned and everyone is going to learn. These social media sites, if you're on a social media site, it has nothing to do with freedom of speech. If someone bans you or if someone restricts you, if someone does whatever, that is not your freedom of speech. Now, the fairness, we can talk about it. I think it should be talked about. I think there should be content moderation, which is not censorship. I think the algorithms there should be more transparency around it. They say, a lot of these social media sites say our algorithms are open source. Are they really? Do we know? And remember, people are programming the algorithms and people are biased. But here's the thing. I think there should be more transparency around algorithms and around the folks who own these social media sites and who operate these social media sites, because they affect culture and influence culture and people and minds. And they get to amplify what they want and suppress what they want and ban what they want and kick you off. And what do you say? It's my freedom of speech. When they kick you off a thing and you say, gets rid of my freedom of speech, if that was so, then you could sue them and they would have to put you back on. But that is not the case because you have to abide by their rules. So the Supreme Court saying this does not, let me get the quote. We consider whether the act as applied to petitioners violates the First Amendment. And they did, and it did not violate the First Amendment. The D.C. Circuit consolidated and denied the petitions, holding that the act does not violate petitioners' First Amendment rights. This is the actual ruling that we have up on the screen on YouTube. It does not violate the First Amendment rights, which means it doesn't have anything to do with free speech. So learn what free speech is before you get co-opted and bamboozled for people, and people tell you, well, these lib sites and all of these fact checkers and these moderators and all of these libs, left-wing loons, they're violating your free speech rights by not allowing you to be bigots and racist on social media. See? The next time you hear that, say, well, then why did the Supreme Court say that by getting rid of a social media site in the United States that didn't violate the First Amendment rights of the folks who owned it? Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.